Hello, and welcome to my weekly vlog. This is Alicia, and this episode, I guess, of my YouTube videos is tentatively entitled Cozy as Relative. All of the visuals that I'll be sharing with you today, I actually shot today. We've had a mixture of what the weatherman calls wintry mix, as well as some snow, with a little bit of accumulation, but a lot of it's melted off as the day goes by. So I'm going to start with some video that I took this morning around the house, kind of just so you can see the whole view of the property, including the house is kind of in the middle of two different kind of forests. Above the house and up the hill, you've got ponderosa pines, and below the house and down the hill, you've got piñons and junipers and cedars. So I realized I hadn't really given a tour of the property in the past, and it was a pretty morning with all the snow, so I thought I would walk around and do that. The other footage that I'm sharing is going to be of Loki doing his fetch thing. The goats came by in the middle of our fetch game, so I had to stop videoing so that I could be sure that I got him, because while it's fine for us to be off leash on my own property, I don't really have a fence that holds him in any way that is meaningful, and so he can run off, and he's got kind of lousy recall. So I have to be really cognizant when I'm playing fetch with him for that reason. It was fine. We got inside and all cooled, all warmed up and snugged. I keep towels by all the doors for when we come in out of the mud and the rain and the snow and stuff. And so he is now happily panting and warming back up. I'm considering lighting a fire for the evening. I don't really need it in terms of temperature, but it's always really helpful to set to light the fire in the evening for the purpose of having it kind of smolder through the night. It actually raises the ambient temperature in the living room, which is the hardest room to heat, and can actually really help save on propane costs. You'll see in part of this footage I actually check my propane. I'm at 55%, which is pretty good. Around 40% I will call them and have the truck drive out here with a refill. During the winter, it's anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks when that occurs. So it looks like it's going to be closer to 6 weeks this time, which is really good. Considering how cold it's been, it's actually I'm doing really well with my heating costs. But I joke that cozy is relative because, yes, it's snowing and I've got a cup of tea and I'm working on Christmas presents this week, but I'm also really trying not to stress out. The first 2 days of this week I spent kind of just letting myself celebrate. On Monday was my dissertation defense, and so I'm officially a Ph.D. now. And I got to present my dissertation. If you're interested in me actually recording my defense, like, I didn't actually record the event, but I could always like screen record with the presentation that I gave. It's like a 20-minute little spiel. If you think that is something that would be valuable to upload here onto YouTube, I would be happy to do that. I don't know if any of the people who normally watch my videos would even care to see the presentation and the little goofy PowerPoint that I put together and all of that. However, I will put here the Road to PhD Candyland board with the final sticker. I actually am a PhD now, and it's got all of its stickers on it. I do have some big projects that are my next, like, big things that I want to do. And so So the thing is that I really suck at celebrating my wins. I'm very much a person who, I check something off, I'm like, yay, I did it. And then I'm like, what's next? What's the next thing I'm going to do? And it's been incredibly hard for me to just kind of be okay with celebrating and being in that celebration and proud of myself. And like, I achieved a huge thing. I deserve to just take a break. I'm very bad at that. So I've been doing my best to do that. And on Monday and Tuesday, I really kind of set aside some time specifically for that purpose, just celebrating the win and letting it be a win. The other half of that, though, is like today I was like, well, I guess I should start looking at my to-do list again. I probably need to start thinking about what's next, even if it's just a little bit. And part of what I'm bumping into this week is that I've got to get all of these Christmas presents in the mail by the end of the week, so that they get there in time. And they're not all completed yet. I'm doing a lot of crafting and creating and making. And so it's a lot of like, I need to go spend some uninterrupted time doing these projects, which is just kind of a really quick deadline that I need to get on. But it's also kind of unnecessary and silly. And so, yeah, it's I have mixed feelings about stressing myself out about Christmas. And then on the other side of that, I've got some of these writing projects that I really want to get out the door and get going and get moving on. I posted the other day that one of my toxic traits is that I don't even remember where I posted it. Maybe Threads? Maybe Blue Sky. I'm not sure. But I posted that one of my toxic traits is that I think I can finish writing a short story, have it revised and refined and ready for submission by a deadline that is actually this Friday, so like 2 days from now. The story is already 12,000 words, and it's about 75% done. I tend, so in terms of writing, I am what we would call a plantser. So there's two different writing styles generally. You are a plotter or you are a pantser. A plotter actually goes through and creates a huge outline of everything they're going to write, whereas a pantser just kind of like wings it and lets the story kind of tell them what the story is about. When I write novels, I write beat sheets and some vague outlines, and then I kind of let each individual chapter speak to me. When I write short stories, I pants completely. I don't plan anything. So when I say I don't know what the villain wants and I don't know what the climax is, I'm being very true about this. Like, I really honestly don't know how this is going to end. There is no reasonable way for me to finish this story by Friday and have it be good and have it be complete and have it be revised, and let alone letting a beta reader read it. Like, there is no way for me to reach a Friday deadline. However, the way that I like to ask too much of myself is that I'm going to try, which I know is a little bit ridiculous. So I am just trying to talk myself into realism and to cut the to-do list down to something more realistic. But I've got some really big plans and some really big goals, and I still have some old projects from earlier in 2023 that I'd like to wrap up before the end of the year. So I do have some writing and editing and some additional work that I want to do between now and the 31st. And so I feel like I'm kind of in this weird place of, yay, I did the thing, and now back to work. So that's kind of why cozy is relative right now. I'm not really sinking into the coziness just yet. I'm kind of already getting back on to some of the things that I want to get done this week as well as through the new year. So yeah, that's a big one. I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to link below to my most recent blog post, which is about getting shit done. If you want to know my process for tackling big projects and to-dos, which this kind of ended up being about, there is going to be a link in the description. Please comment and like and subscribe and all of that jazz. It does help support the channel, and I do have some goals for it. So thank you so much for being here. Bye.